Hello everybody, Ivor Chester, music therapist and balance coach. I want to talk to you today about music as iconic. You know what icons are? Do you have any in your life? Do you know what it is to be iconic in your music or to have iconic music as a place in your life for relatability? I was watching Red River Valley, a John Wayne film, tonight with my kids, and as we're watching, and it's the story with Montgomery Cliff, where he's cattle driving all these cows to, he thinks he's going to Nebraska, and a lot of tension comes up, and it's a tough drive, and there's dust storms, and there's, rain, and all these hardships that these men are going through. However, the music, which was done by Dimitri Tomkin, was it's a fresh score for what they're doing, and it has a constant theme, which is rather standard even for a movie from 1948. But as I'm listening to it, and during one of the really darker times in the film, where the men are especially hopeless, and men have died because of a stampede, you hear the strains of an old folk song called "Bury Me Not in the Lone Prairie." Now, there's no words, it's just the music. Now, hold that thought. Earlier today, this morning, as I was listening to a classical music station, they were playing Ralph Vaughan Williams, and I heard in his piece, as was his habit, him put some English folk songs. This was from the eastern counties of Great Britain. Their folk music, and I'm hearing, I'm going, wow, I know what that's from. And if you listen to the New World Symphony by another artist, that's where we hear a hymn buried deep within it that people love so much. It's a gift to be simple, simple gifts, which is a Shaker tune. But there's no words. I said that wrong. It wasn't the New World Symphony. It's a Gift to Be Simple is in the Appalachian Spring by Copeland. Anyway, these songs are iconic, but yet they're buried within pieces. Why? To hook people. The generation that these songs were written in, the people knew these songs because people had more music literacy back then. And they spoke an emotion in just a few strains. What are you listening to that's iconic? Now, please understand a critical difference between iconic and popular. There are songs that are iconic, and they reach across cultures, they reach across countries, they reach across ages, because they are just, one, very overplayed, as we music therapists call it, they're overlearned. Songs like "You Are My Sunshine," I can go anywhere in a nursing home business and say, let's sing "You Are My Sunshine," and the old folks sing it. Another one would be, and it's odd, but the song "King of the Road" is one of those. These iconic songs are buried within a cultural psyche where people hear it and they resonate and they sing with it. And two people who don't know each other, all of a sudden they're singing the same song. Okay, what about later generations? Well, Creep, isn't that odd that the song Creep is become iconic, even though, of course, before people wouldn't have known the song, but the generation that the song came out in the 90s it sticks, and like a song from the 70s, say Sweet Home Alabama or Stairway to Heaven, these songs have become as well iconic, and lots of people know them. Now, they may not like them. It has nothing to do with that. You can pick up a Billboard magazine, which is the magazine for the music industry, and they will have lots of lists that they create over the years. And it used to be just a couple of lists of popular songs, top 100 for popular music, and then there was country, and then there was adult oriented, and then they had jazz, and there's classical. I never got the classical one. Like Beethoven has been putting out music lately, but he still goes up the chart. Mozart too. What is it? And then they have all these, but this has nothing to do with icons. That's popular. Do you have a list on your phone? Do you have a list in your head, in your music collection that is iconic? If you're lacking a social skill, if you're not really the most relatable, chummy, friendly, warm, personable, however you want to put it, person, do you have things in place to kind of make you link arms with others? Remember the old MASH TV show where Radar's trying to get to know this one nurse who he has a crush on, and she apparently is very musically literate. So Hawkeye, giving bad advice, says, well, whenever she makes a point about music, just say, Bach. And it's supposed to kind of carry him over the rough spots. And he uses it for a while. But we have to become aware of the music in our life that is iconic, so you can relate to other people. You can link arms with people that you want to link arms with. When I was trying to get to know certain coworkers that were younger than I was, I listened to them talk about their music, and then I started to get to know what their music was. When I work in psych and in certain psych hospitals, I'll listen to what the kids play. It helped me kind of update my music, because I would take the kids down to a gym and I'd always bring a radio, and we'd listen to music that I really didn't like, and I didn't like what they were saying. But then I would pull them aside and go, what's cool about that song? Why do you like that song? And they go, well, what does it mean to you? And I'd say, well, you see, I'm a music therapist, and I just kind of want to know why that song resonates with you. People always want to talk about their music. They don't want to talk about their emotions. They don't want to talk about what happened. They don't want to talk about why. They want to talk about their music, though. What is it about your music that's iconic? Put it in the comments down there. Let me know what songs you like that are iconic, not just popular. Sure, again, the songs I mentioned before, like Hey Jude is iconic, and it resonated and affected other songs. Sweet Home Alabama has affected other songs, and there's songs that are kind of based on it. Same thing with Stairway to Heaven or Black Dog or lots of other songs. And by the way, this course goes to literature and poetry and fashion in some ways. But we're talking about music. These icons are cultural mile markers that we all can look at and agree that it is something to us all. Regardless if we like each other, regardless what media may be trying to drive us apart, this one thing here in the middle, we all agree on. It's a cool song. And even if you don't like it, it's still a cool song. Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall, or the other one from the album Comfortably Numb. Uncomfortably Numb, it's more like it. These songs are iconic. Discuss with me what that is to you. Give me a little why if you want, but just tell me the song, why you have it, and then I want you to start leveraging that song. Pull up to somebody, and if you ever hear that other person play it, why do you like that song? Or isn't that song cool? Or have you ever heard that song? If they're not playing it, you can ask them that. But these songs help us socially. These songs help us emotionally and help to connect with other people. They're of great value. Again, it's not really about you liking it or if the song is really popular, but it is a lot about being iconic. And icons are something that this culture is very aware of. And in many ways, that can be a good thing. My name is Ivor Chester. I appreciate your time. I hope to be in dialogue with you. You can contact me at ivorchester.com and Instagram and Twitter at ivorchester3. Until then, keep in touch. We'll see you later. God bless.